Put your faith in the light.
Hello guys, welcome to another one of my videos. This is Lightblade. Well guys, as you can see here, today we will be doing the Mage Tower. It's up only for 24 hours in the PTR, so it's our only chance to do it before it goes on live on about December when Legion Time Walking is live. So we're going to have to wait a long time to get this transmog, or at least to see it again and to play the actual Mage Tower on live. So before we go into the fight, let's go over some things that you will need to get in order to do this challenge. So the Retribution Paladin challenge is the God's Queen's challenge. It's a council fight with 3 guys. I'll be talking about that more in depth when we get into the fight part of the video. But just to put it shortly, it's a council fight where the 3 guys share health. So basically you want to AoE them down, although this was kind of buggy in the PTR because sometimes my Divine Storm wouldn't hit all of them. So I did a combination of single target and AoE, single target and AoE. When I saw that my AoE wasn't hitting something, I just started single targeting, and then if my AoE, I tested again, and if my AoE started hitting them, well, I AoE'd, you know. It was kind of buggy. But overall, it was a really fun fight. So what did I use? What talents did I use? So this is my setup. I'm using Zeal because if I'm AoEing, it's the most efficient way to do damage because it's always doing damage as Zeal. Imperium Power because we get more Divine Storms. Repentance. So Repentance is a must-have on this fight because the God Queen herself does AoE pulsing effect, and the only way to cancel this is to make her repentance, and she will just stay there incapacitated for a while until the debuff runs out and you can hit it again, because if not, that pulsing damage is gonna kill you like in 2 or 3 pulses. It's really rough. So basically you can't take anything else on this row. The next thing important is taking always Cavalier. You need the mobility so you can soak some stuff on the ground that happens in the fight. There's some purple circles that you will see whenever we get to the fight part. After that, I took Divine Purpose instead of Holy Avenger or Seraphim. Seraphim is the best option in terms of damage, but I really wanted the utility of Divine Purpose because we can use the procs on healing. Since you don't have any external healing, you have to depend only on yourself. Using the procs of Divine Purpose to heal yourself, to save yourself sometimes, is really nice, even though we take a small loss in damage because we're not taking Seraphim. Okay, the next row. This one is also a must. Healing Hands is overpowered here because it's incredibly good. It's basically almost a lay on hands whenever you are low, whenever you use your Word of Glory. It's incredibly powerful, so I recommend everyone to take this. Don't ever take anything else for the God's Queen challenge. Okay, let's go to the last talent I used. So Sanctified Wrath was bugged because when you use it in the fight, it doesn't do anything. Basically, it's still coded as an Azerite power. So since Azerite powers are deactivated, Sanctified Wrath itself it's deactivated because it doesn't do the explosions whenever you use it. So don't use Sanctified Wrath unless they fix it when it goes live. Then use Sanctified Wrath because it's the best option. It does AoE damage and it's a council fight where they share damage. So Sanctified Wrath is a no-brainer. It should be really powerful. But since I couldn't use Sanctified Wrath, I went for the second best option, Crusade. Crusade is incredibly powerful because it just does a lot of damage. It increases the duration of her wings, and that's pretty much it. It was the best option that I had. I wouldn't recommend going Final Reckoning because sometimes you won't be able to get the most out of this thing. You have to soak things, you have to move out of the way of things, you have to like do a lot of things. So those 8 seconds of Final Reckoning, you are not guaranteed to have them happen, you know. So it loses a lot of value if you can't stand still for those 8 seconds with Final Reckoning. That's why I recommend Crusade. And whenever they fix the thing and Sanctified Wrath works, take Sanctified Wrath instead of Crusade. So other than that, I didn't make like a really hardcore time walking set. The only thing that I did was get all the pieces that had speed on my gear. So as you can see here, I have 16% speed here. When I'm in the challenge, I think I had like 14% speed. Speed is really important because if you don't have your horse and you have to soak those purple circles, having this small amount of speed is really useful because you will be able to do it without the horse. Sometimes you won't have the horse, so better to get some speed set. If you don't have a speed set, there's always a possibility that you can get these gems. There's some gems that give speed. I'm also using those. So I have this one that gives 5%, and there's another one that I don't have, but it gives about, I think, 2% speed. So if you stack those, you have a lot of movement speed outside of your horse. This gives us nice mobility. Other than that, I got something from my bank that I had saved from Legion. It's my unstable Arcana Crystal. I got this thing with a socket back in the day, and I just kept it because it's good memories, you know. So I just picked it up and used it. It's also really good because the stats are pretty powerful. It gives you a ton of stats. Other than that, that's basically what I did. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. I did itemize only the most versatility that I could, because versatility still gives you damage reduction inside of the challenge. So you will get that damage reduction, so you don't have to like heal as much, and you can do more damage because you're mitigating some of this damage with versatility. So I got a speed set, and I tried to use as many versatility pieces as I could. For trinkets, I didn't have any 2-minute trinkets, so I could use Crusade efficiently, so I just used one of these PvP trinkets because why not? You can use anything else. You can use the Titanic Oracular Gland because whenever you go inside the challenge, it will snapshot the the equip effect before you went inside the challenge. So you would get 132 stats, and that wouldn't change inside of the challenge mode, you know. But since you're getting hit a lot, it will eventually you will go under 50% health. You will lose the effect, and it will go back to just the normal stat that it should be. So if you can keep yourself over 50%, the Titanic Ocular Gland is really good, but it's really hard to be over 50% all the time. So just use any stuff that you have. A lot of people recommend using like proc trinkets. I don't like those. I'm really against anything that does damage outside of our kit. So if you want, you can use it if you don't have anything else, but I prefer just having stat sticks. They're really nice to use. So that's basically our preparation before we go into the fight. Now let's go into that fight so you guys can see, and I'm going to do some commentary over that. Okay guys, here we are at the fight. So first of all, you will have to make a macro for repentance, so you can always target Sigrid. You can't actually target her by name, but you can target your focus target. So that's what I did there. I just used her and as my focus, and I'll be linking in the description the macro that you have to make for your repentance, so you can just do it fast and you don't have to like think about it that much. Other than that, we're just gonna start the fight here in a few seconds. I'm just checking some last things that I was doing under my last attempt, and okay, we're gonna start here. So first of all, we attack her. We interrupt this guy because we want them to be stacked as much as possible, so we can leave them with our the Divine Storms and whatever, you know. Also, use all your consumables here. You use your pot, you use your what's it called, drums, so you have as much uptime as you can in your damage on this first part, because they are neatly stacked. So we're also gonna heal ourselves a lot. As you can see, we're dropping low, and this is with 20% burst, so we take a lot of damage. That's the first ability the guy does. The guy that I stunned, he does an enrage, and he's gonna do a lot of damage if he gets near to you. So we gotta kite that out. We slow and stun him, and those are the first mechanic of the fight. Those purple things on the ground, you have to step on them or they explode and you die. There's also those yellow orbs. When you pick one up, you will heal, a full heal. So that's really useful to just pick them up when you need, you know, if you don't want to use holy power to heal yourself. There's another one of those circles, the purple circles. This part is pretty simple. We just do the mechanics. There, she is doing the she was doing her pulse AoE, and I used my repentance on her. You see that she did 2 pulses and I was almost dead. So luckily we just survived, and we can keep going here. We're now going to try to cleave these 2 guys, but as you can see, sometimes my Divine Storm doesn't hit the other guy. So I'm trying my best to get them both take damage, but it doesn't happen. So I'm just gonna try to hit whatever, you know. And after that, we want to wake her up when the debuff that she had runs off. So you don't want to just make her stand there repentance, you know. You want to start hitting and cleaving them all together. So this is another one of the abilities. She will do that. The caster dude will have a bubble, and you have to destroy that bubble before the cast goes off, or you die, because that cast does like 50k damage or something. And so I just destroyed the bubble and interrupted the cast. This is another one of the mechanics, these Valkyries. These are really annoying because sometimes you think you're not in them, but you are. So they also one-shot you, or like they almost do all your health. So basically don't get hit by them. Here I interrupt again with the repentance, so you can see that the boss is just there standing. Now I'm trying to cleave again here, but as I said before, it doesn't seem to be hitting them both. So we're just gonna do the mechanics here. This is one of the overlaps. I got a bit lucky because the Valkyries are in a good place, so I can stand on the 3 purple things. Now we're watching at the debuff of the boss, and it's almost going to run out. So we're gonna hit the boss now, I think, so we can do efficient cleave. Nice, yes, we do that. And now we're gonna use our crusade again, so we can pop this thing, the caster, and we get to interrupt the cast. I really like to use Crusade. It brings me a lot of memories. Crusade was for the longest time the best talent that you could take as a Retribution Paladin in Legion and in BFA. Now we don't use it as much because the 1 minute build, but it was really nice when we had it because you had a lot of movement speed there. Not movement speed, you got a lot of haste when you use it. It's really fun. Anyways, let's keep doing the fight. So there's another Valkyrie thing. Here it's just about surviving and doing damage, you know. We pick up the things, we step on the purple stuff so we don't die. And this caster, the sword dude, will start doing other abilities now. I think he's going to do a whirlwind, and that thing will suck you in. And here we sacrifice our bubble first, so we can pick up the things, you know, so we can step on the purple stuff. We gotta do a lot of those purple stuff standing, you know. Good thing we have double horse. Okay, like I said before, the sword guy is gonna start doing that cast, and it's gonna suck you in, and it does a lot of damage. And there's also an overlap when the God Queen herself will start doing the, what's it called, her cast. So you gotta like move away or stun the guy, and then repentance the God Queen, you know. Here we're trying to do some nice cleave damage so we can kill them both, you know. But the game is kind of buggy, so we can't actually hit them with our Divine Storms. Oh, there he goes again. He's doing another one of those. It's physical damage, so we use Bop so we can stand in the thing and not die. We're trying here to survive as hard as possible, you know. We're gonna pick up that orb so we can full heal. And now we're just gonna, I think I'm gonna just single target that dude, the sword guy. Because cleaving them is not actually working because of the bug in the PTR. Anyways, keep doing the thing. We have to pop this bubble up the caster. If you don't have cooldowns, don't worry. You can pop it if you save your Wake Up Ashes, you know, without any cooldowns. But here we have cooldowns, so just gonna use it to pop this thing and interrupt the cast. We're gonna pick up the orb. We're just gonna keep doing the mechanics as the fight as much as we can without messing up or we die. It's a really intense fight. There's a lot of things happening most of the time. There's some bad overlaps, and you have some bad RNG that can happen if those Valkyries happen at the same time as the purple things on the ground, and the hole that the Valkyries have isn't in a good place. And you basically just died, and because you can't pick up you can't step on the purple rune, and you can't dodge the Valkyrie, so you die. But in this attempt, we actually didn't have any bad RNG happen, I think, other than that one that I had to sacrifice my bubble to do the mechanic. Here we're just gonna play it safe and gonna single target this guy so we can kill him. The fight ends when he reaches 8%, and you don't have to kill the God Queen herself, you know. Just gonna pop this thing so we can interrupt that cast. Nice. We're gonna focus the guy so we can end the fight. There's these Valkyries going out all the fight, almost all the fight. Picking up the orb to heal a bit. Just focus the guy and the fight. And that's it. The fight ends when like I said before, when the guy reaches 8%, she will start like talking to a year and telling that she will not be taken by corruption, and that's pretty much it. It's a pretty nice fight. I really enjoyed doing the Mage Tower as a Red Paladin. Okay guys, that was the God's Queen's challenge, the Retribution Paladin's Mage Tower. So in my opinion, it was a really intense fight. There's a lot of things to dodge. There's a lot of things to, like, you have to CC, you have to dodge, you have to step on the things, soak the runes. There's a lot of movement, and movement is not the strong part of Retribution Paladins. One thing I didn't mention is that it's pretty self-explanatory, that get all the consumables that you can. Get your flask, get your rune, get your food buff, get your sharpening stones, and whatever, you know. So you get all that extra damage inside the fight because it's pretty tightly tuned. There is an enrage timer. It's about 6 minutes and a half, I think. I hit that enrage timer the first time because I was doing everything really slow, like healing myself, just doing damage, and then out of nowhere, the enrage timer hit and I died. So there is an enrage timer, so you can't just take your time doing things. You have to do damage, you have to do efficient cleave, and getting consumables is really nice for that. Okay guys, other than that, this is the transmog you will get, as you can see it on your screen, and in my opinion it's the best looking transmog they made on this time walking. Like, look at the colors, look at this the glow and everything, look at the hammer on the shoulder and the book. It looks so nice, you know. It also goes really well with this skin of the Ashbringer, this hue, this color scheme. It's all really nice and puts together a really nice transmog. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. I hope this video was useful to you and helpful, and whenever the Legion time walking goes live, you can do it really fast so you can brag about it with your friends that you got the transmog on the first day, you know. So guys, if you like this content, subscribe for more to the channel and leave a like to the video. It helps me a lot. And well guys, that's it. Thanks for watching.